What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today I want to talk to you about Faraday Future, ticker it's FFIE. It is alive today, currently up 7.37%. I want to give you a good breakdown of the data points, technicals, everything else you need to know. Make sure you just hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And with that, let's get right to it. So like I said, currently up 7.37%. It did have a low of 23.7 cents versus almost 27 cents as a high. And one thing to note is a huge, immense amount of buying pressure that's been happening based on the volume as well. So currently within the first 3 hours of the trading day, there is 58.14 million shares being traded. And so when it comes down to it, as you can see, there was roughly around 2 big transactions over $100,000 on the secondary market, both of which were well over the ask. So this is the bid, this is the ask, and this is the price that it did go for. So 113,000 and 259,000. At the time of doing this video, there is no recent news for today. There was some that did come out on the 2nd, which of course is fairly good. It shows at least operationally they're moving in the right direction, continuing to do so at least. But there is no news today, nothing at all. So it's kind of very interesting. So again, it kind of signals the fact that I think a lot of people are seeing that Faraday is actually doing things and they're following through with their operations, and it's been beaten down so much, plain and simple. For instance, looking at stochastic, it's been hit so hard, even on the stock price. For it to be a, just quickly going back over here, 329.8 million market cap company for what it offers, that's way too low. So I think a lot of people are just starting to see that. Similarly, if you're looking at this, there is $26.7 thousand in call premiums that's being purchased versus 3,100. So clearly, and actually this has been the case for the last several weeks, in fact. So clearly people have just been anticipating that this is going to go up, and they were very much right. And looking at this breakdown right here, so this is all the strike prices, all the expiry dates and so forth. Not too much, because of course when it comes down to options, the closest strike price that you can pick is the 50-cent one. So it's not too popular, but keep in mind, I am not a financial advisor. You guys always do your own due diligence. And over and above that, I do see a lot of people on obviously StockTwits and Twitter saying that this is a squeeze, and they are in fact correct. A small one, not a massive one, but obviously it's kind of baby steps. Short score is currently 77, utilization is 100%. And as far as what shorts are doing so far within the first couple hours of the trading day, they are returning 714.95 thousand shares. 17.09% of the free floats being shorted. But still, like I said, this is a small one. Still, it's pretty good. I'm sure a lot of investors will take it, but there is still 183.63 million shares that is currently being shorted. And that's only what we know. There could be significantly more than that through naked shorting and things. But again, that's definitely moving in the right direction. Cost to borrow average as well is 9.18%. So definitely a lot of good things. When it comes down to what is happening right now, as far as the technicals, of course. So with it being at 25.8 cents right now, it is above the 50-day moving average. And generally speaking, like I mentioned during this time period right here, that in reality, that is a huge pivot point for Faraday. Every time it's gone past that and successfully stayed above it for roughly 2 consecutive days, this is where you do see a massive bump up as far as the price. And of course, there is this huge gap between the 50 and 100-day moving average. So in general, it could easily go up very fast within this. Some points to really watch for. So with it being here, it's currently between the P and the R1. So generally speaking, in comparison to a lot of other growth stocks, it surprisingly is doing fairly well. And of course, 26.5 cents is the next point to really watch for. It did break past that today temporarily, not enough to actually stay above it, but going into maybe later today or even tomorrow or so forth, that is something that you need to watch for. But similarly, 24.23 cents as well is the next big support. So once again, when it comes down to Faraday, it is just massively being suppressed, but yet clearly shorts do know that maybe something is coming. I think in reality, they were really doubling down and betting against their whole operations. But the fact that they came out with news on, it looks like June the 2nd, saying that they are on plan to execute phase 1 of their delivery plan, definitely goes to show that like they're actually doing something. And a lot of companies really struggle with this transition point, because it's one thing to make a prototype, it's fairly easy, but to actually start production and to have funding, obviously Faraday struggled with the funding aspect, but to actually start production is a whole nother level. So I think in reality, you might see a little bit more of an additional bump up based on obviously big money getting in and a lot of bullish option activity as well. So definitely, I think a lot of big things are coming. And one thing that is very surprising, a lot of big money is buying today, but a lot of retail isn't for some random reason. So you can look at the momentum indicator, shows number of retail investors are down. So that one's a little bit puzzling. I don't know why. Faraday does have a pretty heavy retail presence, but the fact that they're not really buying this dip is more so big money and just shorts kind of having a squeeze a little bit is a little bit more puzzling. But when it comes down to it, let me know you guys' thoughts on Faraday. Why are you potentially not buying, or did you actually buy? Give yourself a shout out in the comments below. And as well, where do you see things going, at least in the short term? Do you think it is going to get to potentially around the 43-cent mark, or do you think it's going to go higher? What is your take on all of that? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And one final thing, don't forget to take advantage of this promo with Moomoo. It is free, completely free. Sign up for a free account, you get one free stock. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So even if you just do that, take advantage of free. That's the best thing out there. There's obviously this day and age, not many things actually give you anything for free. So once again, just take advantage of that. Link in the description below and also the comments. Moomoo does also offer $0 commission, free level 2 trading. So it is a win-win in my opinion. So once again, I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And with that said, let's all make a lot of money on Faraday Future.